comes to designing your sidebar, you have a lot of options. Some people choose to put their contact information or their hours, whereas others may put logos of products they use or list their practice areas. If you plan to put a lot of content in your sidebar with different types of formatting and several images, it'll probably be easier for you to add that in after you've learned all about entering content towards the end of the program. If you want to start with something simple for now, like your contact information or your hours, an image, and a contact form, then I'll show you how to do that here. You'll notice how on this screen you've got two options here, visual and text modes. The text mode is mainly for developers, so make sure that you're in the visual mode so you can easily see the changes you're making. Now we want to start with an empty page, so if there's anything in this box, go ahead and remove it by clicking anywhere in the box and then using your keyboard to highlight it all with Control-A on a PC and Command-A on a Mac. Then hit the delete key to remove it all. When we enter content, there's a lot of code that's going to be happening in the background so that your sidebar will display correctly across all browsers. For instance, every paragraph needs to have a certain code both before and after it, whereas any paragraph titles will have their own special code before and after them. We'll be going through it line by line to get the hang of it. Adding the code in is simple. All you'll need to do is highlight the word, words, or lines that need to be wrapped in code, which is putting the code in before and after, and then click on the right button. Webweeble will do the rest for you. If you do happen to know a bit of coding already, you'll notice that the tags that you see appear here after you've clicked on one of these buttons aren't what you're used to seeing, but don't worry. These are just user-friendly versions of the code to show you what we've done, so you can keep track of where you are or change it as needed. Behind the scenes, Webweeble's creating the exact perfect code for your site. If at any point you make a mistake while adding or editing your content, you can always undo it with the keyboard shortcut Control-Z on a PC or Command-Z on a Mac, or you can click this button here. Make sure you click Save All Settings as usual anytime you've made changes, or you're going to exit the page. Let's get started by adding in your first paragraph, whether it's your hours, your specialties, or anything else. We'll copy and paste it into the program, which you can do using the keyboard shortcut of Control-C for copy and Control-V for paste on a PC, or Command-C and Command-V on a Mac. To code this paragraph as a paragraph, all you're going to do is highlight it within Webweeble and click on this P button in the top left of the content area. Now you'll get this paragraph tag here both before and after to show you that it worked. You want to make sure that your entire paragraph, including any closing punctuation, was included in those paragraph tags and that nothing's left outside of them. Go ahead and hit enter a couple of times to make sure you're on a new line, and then you can add in the next paragraph the same way. I'm putting in hours, for example. I'll add in my next line, highlight it, and then click the P button to give it paragraph tags, and then hit enter. I'll add in the next one, highlight that, and give it paragraph tags as well, and then hit enter again. And I'll just do the rest of them like that. There we go. And you'll follow those same actions for your paragraphs, whether they're one line each or 10. If you want to bold any of the words in your sidebar, just highlight them and click on this B2 button here. Make sure you don't click on the first B, as that's for something else that you're going to use later. To put a heading on your sidebar content like our hours or contact us, enter it in, highlight it, and then click this H- button to make it look like a paragraph title. If you want to link to another page, simply highlight the word or words that you want linked and then click the link icon here. You can select which of your pages you'd like it linked to, or type in another address here. The title option here allows you to change the text that appears when someone hovers over the link. For SEO purposes, you should keep that the same as the page title you're linking to. If you're linking to an external site, you're going to want to click this box here to have it open in a new tab or window so the user doesn't leave your site when they click it. If you decide you don't want the link there after all, simply click somewhere in that text and then click the broken link button. And finally, to add an image to your sidebar, All you need to do is put your cursor where you'd like the image to display, and then click the Add Media button that's above the Paragraph button. Click on the image you'd like to see there, and then set these attachment display settings to your desired settings. You have the option to align it to the left, to the right, or in the center. You can also choose to make your image a link, although we don't recommend that. Then select the size you'd like your image to display, and remember that you can't resize it to be larger, only smaller. An image that's between 260 to 280 pixels will usually display best across all devices, including mobile devices, and we recommend using an image that is 260 pixels by 173 pixels. You'll then need to add a short description into the alt text box. We recommend using keywords within your description of the photo wherever applicable. Once you're happy with your settings, click Insert into Page, and your image will be added. To change your settings again later, you can click on the image in the content area and it'll give you the options to edit it or change its alignment. Once you've finished adding in all of your sidebar's content, it should look something like this. And if you'd like to have a contact form there like I do, then you can go on down to the below section to add it in.